Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 7 of unit number 3, vector spaces and inner product spaces. So far, up to lecture number 6, we have covered the first part, that is vector spaces. Now we'll start the discussion on inner product spaces. Now, the definition, very first we'll discuss the definition of a inner product space, then the norm or length of a vector, which is the next content of the unit number 3, and after that we'll have some example based on these definitions. Okay, so very first definition is definition of a inner product. Okay, let v be a let v be a real vector space. Suppose to each pair of vectors uv belongs to w, there is assigned a real number denoted by this symbol. Okay, this symbol we use to denote the inner product of two vectors in the vector space, and this quantity u comma v inside the bracket called as inner product of vectors on inner product of two vectors on the vector space V if it satisfies the following properties. Now, when this product will satisfy these three conditions, it will be called as the inner product over that vector space V. The first property is called as a linearity property. Linearity property is a times u1 plus b times u2 for any two vectors u1 and u2 comma v. This inner product should be equal to a comma u1v, a into u1 comma v plus b into u2 comma v. Second property is symmetric property. U comma v has to be equal to v comma u for all uv. And last property is positive definite property, that is inner product of vector u with itself always greater than equal to 0, and the product equal to 0 if and only if the vector u is equal to 0. So whenever for a given vector space the vectors of that vector space satisfy these three conditions, then that vector space becomes inner product space. Okay, because it satisfies these three conditions of inner product. Now the next definition is norm or length of a vector. The non-negative real number denoted by this symbol, okay, is called norm, or you can read it as norm of u, is called norm or length of a vector u. Okay, where norm of u is the square root of this inner product u comma v u. Fine. So for a given vector, you calculate the inner product u comma u and take square root, you will get the length of that vector or norm of that vector. Fine. The next definition is Euclidean space. Consider the vector space Rn, which is a set of vector space of real numbers. The dot product is defined as, we know how dot product of two vectors we take. It is a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus dot 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 plus an bn. Okay, where u is this vector, v is this vector in this vector space Rn. So when you take dot product, we denote it by u bar dot v bar, and this is nothing but the inner product of u and v for the Euclidean space. Okay, so whatever dot product we are having in the real coordinate system, that dot product is also called as a inner product space in Euclidean space. Means when the value of u comma v is same as u bar dot v bar. Okay, or if the vectors are written in the form of matrices, it can be denoted as u transpose v. So in that way you just have to take the dot product, and that is nothing but the value of inner product u comma v in the Euclidean space. All the spaces R2, R3, R4 are Euclidean spaces. For any n, Rn is a Euclidean space, and the length of vector in Euclidean space is norm of u is simply by distance formula you can calculate it. It is denoted by this square root of inner product u comma u, which is same as dot product of u bar dot u bar, and which is equal to square root of a1 square a2 square plus an square, which are a1 a2 an are the elements of that vector. Take the square of every element and add them and take the square root, positive square root, and that will be the length of that vector or norm of u, you can say. The vector space Rn with above inner product called as Euclidean space. Fine. Now remark number 1. In Euclidean space, u comma v is denoted by u bar dot v bar dot product. And if vectors are represented by column vectors, then it is denoted by u transpose v. Fine. So it depends upon in what form the vectors are written. If vectors are written in the form of ijk, in that case we'll take the dot product, and if the vectors are written in the form of matrices, we'll take the multiplication of two matrices, in this way u transpose v, which will give us the required value of the inner product. Now an example based on this. Examine whether the following function defines inner product space or not. Before example, we'll see the more definitions. Distance between two vectors u and v is denoted by d of u comma v. It is the norm of u minus v. Okay, you can read it as norm of, this double line is called as what? Norm. You can call it as norm of u minus v. Now few more definition. Angle between two vectors u and v. For u comma v belongs to v, the angle between two vectors is unique, and it is denoted by cos theta equal to inner product of u comma v divided by norm u into norm v, where theta lies between 0 to pi. Now let us see the example. Find distance between two vectors u and v, and if u is 5, 5, 8, 8 and v is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, in Euclidean space R4. Fine. Now distance of uv by definition is norm of u minus v, which is the norm of this u minus v, which will be equal to norm of this vector, and norm of the vector in Euclidean space is the square root of addition of squares of every element. So finally it will be equal to square root of root 66. Okay, in that way you can calculate the distance between two vectors in Euclidean space. The next example is find u comma v distance. Actually it is d is missed here. It is distance of u comma v if u equal to this vector, v equal to this vector. In similar way, like previous example, you will get answer as root of 109. In the next example, we need to calculate the angle between two vectors. So let us see how angle is calculated. Applied the definition. Then inner product of these two vectors, given vectors, it is, the vectors are written in form of a order pair. So we'll take the dot product. Okay, the dot product will be 5 into minus 2, that is minus 10, plus 1 into minus 3, that is plus 3 in the numerator, and denominator norms. Norms means addition of the squares of the every entry. So 5 square plus 1 square is norm of first vector u, and square root of minus 2 square plus 3 square is the norm of the second vector. So after doing the calculation, finally you get cos theta equal to minus 7 by 13 root 2. Okay, so these are simple examples. You can solve them using definition. Now show that norm of this equality we have to prove. Norm of u plus v bracket norm of u plus v square is equal to norm of u square plus 2 times norm length inner product of u comma v and plus norm of v square. This is the inner product of u comma v. This is norm of u square. This is norm of v square. So let us start proving this. Norm of u plus v square is the inner product of u plus v with u plus v by definition, and this will be equal to, again as this defines the inner product, we can apply the linearity property and all. So by linearity property, this will be u comma u plus u comma v. So first we have operated this u, first vector u, on with these two, like we do the multiplication of two brackets. So u we have multiplied to u and then to v, and in between plus sign. Now we'll multiply v to these two remaining vectors, so it will be v comma u and v comma v. This is v comma v. Okay, this is v comma v, you can see here. Now by definition, this is norm of u square. Norm of u comma v is same as norm of v comma v u by symmetric property. So it will be 2 times, this is not norm, sorry, this is inner product of u comma v. Inner product of v comma u is same by using the symmetric property of inner product. So it will be 2 times, and norm of v comma v is inner product of v comma v is norm of v square. So this symbol is norm, this symbol is inner product. Okay, so you can prove in 2 steps, left hand side equal to right hand side. Now next example is, examine which of the following functions define an inner product on R2. Okay, 2-dimensional vector space. Question is, for the vector u equal to x1 x2, v equal to y1 y2. Okay, and the product is defined as, product of these two vectors is defined as x1 y1 minus x1 y2 minus x2 y1 plus 3 times x2 y2. We need to check whether this product defines inner product or not. So for this we need to verify 3 properties of the definition: linearity property, then symmetric property, and that last one, norm of inner product of u with u is greater than 0. So once this satisfies these 3 properties, then this product will be inner product over the space R2. Now first we have considered the, for linearity property, a times u plus b times v equal to inner product with w, some new vector. So w we have taken as z1 z2. Now a times u is this vector, b times u y, b times v is this vector, their addition, inner product with z1 z2. Now after doing the addition of these two matrices, you will get this vector with inner product with this vector. Now let us take the inner product by using this definition. x1 y1 means the first element into second element. So first element x1 y1, that is the first element of this vector and second element of this vector. So here first vector is this vector, first vector is this vector, and second vector is this vector. So first element of this vector with first element of the second vector. So that is ax1 plus by1 into z1 minus this one x1 y2. So x1 with this y2, that is z2, minus this x2, second component of first vector, and into first component of the second vector. Like that, if you apply the whole definition, you will get this quantity. Now after simplifying this further, we can take a common from the terms. After taking a common, we'll get inside bracket this. After taking b common, we'll get this. And this is the quantity inside bracket is the inner product of u with w, and the quantity inside this bracket is the inner product of v with w by using the given definition. So we have obtained a times inner product of u comma w plus b times inner product of v with w, which is the required from the definition, right? Since we have obtained this value equal to this value, hence it satisfies linearity property. Now second operation, u comma v is same as v comma u. You can see the calculations. We just have reversed the order. x1 y1 we have written as the y1 x1, x2 y2, x1 y2 we have written as the y1 x2, x2 y1 we have written as the y2 x1. We can do that because this is the multiplication of real numbers. So finally we'll get u comma v as v comma u. So it satisfies the second property also, symmetric property. Now the last property, we need to check whether this product of u with u is greater than or equal to 0 or not. So if we take, by using the given definition, if you take the product of u with itself, you'll get this quantity, which is always greater than or equal to 0, because x1 square is always 0, x2 square is also greater than or equal to 0, and furthermore we can write this as square of addition of two squares, and squares are always positive, hence the product is finally positive. And this is equal to 0 if and only if u is equal to 0. So that condition, third condition also satisfies, hence the above product defines inner product on R2. Now same thing we are going to check in the next problem. In the next problem, the product is defined as x1 y2 minus x2 y1, right? Now if you check in similar way, you will get this also forms a inner product. Okay, now a few examples based on the discussion. We have discussed the definition of inner product space in the beginning, then we have discussed the norm of length of a vector, then angle between two vector, distance between two vector for Euclidean space vector, and we have discussed one example how to check whether the given product defines inner product or not. So that three conditions we have checked. Okay, these three conditions we have verified: linearity property, symmetric property, and positive definite property. If you want to check whether the given product satisfies, given product defines inner product or not. Now, for example, for practice, I am going to give. So go through that examples and try to solve them. So this is the list of the problem. Examine which of the following defines inner product on R2. This product, this product, this product. I think this we have completed. First one we have completed. The next three you need to check. If one of the property fails from the definition, then that won't define inner product on that particular space R2. In the example number, I think 2 and 3 we have completed. This also we have completed. The last unit try to prove. Example number 6. Angle also we have calculated. So you need to solve example number 6, example number 2, 3, 4 here, and rest we have finished. So try to verify whether these defined products defines inner product or not on the given space. So that's it from this lecture. In the coming lecture, we'll start the next content related to inner product space. Hope you have understood this discussion. If you have any query, you can write in comment box. Thank you.